See, that is one thing that I can tell you guys. That's one thing I can tell you. As time goes on, the fragrance community, us fragrance connoisseurs, we never forget about fragrances. Stuff that's been discontinued for a while or got hard to find. As time goes on, we say, oh, remember that one fragrance? But with the general public, the old saying goes, out of sight, out of mind. What's up, everybody? My name is Justin. Welcome to my channel, 502 Fragrances. And I can tell you what, I've worked in retail stores dealing with fragrances for the past 5 years, and I have dealt with the general public, your average consumer, constantly on a daily basis. So I can help give you more insight, better insight than any other fragrance reviewer, pretty much. I'm one of the ones probably working in retail. When it comes to just fragrances being forgotten about, when it comes to the general public, not the fragrance community, but with the general public. When it comes to fragrances getting released nowadays, these brands are just bombarding the market with so many flankers and just so many fragrances that as time goes on, I mean, the general public, I mean, if they know what's in front of them. And with brands coming out with so many flankers and all this other stuff, as they discontinue stuff or they pull stuff from the mass market, I mean, as time goes on, these fragrances, they get forgotten about. And in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about 5 fragrances, more so specifically great cooler weather fragrances that I can tell you I have experience selling in the past. I did a great job at it, but these fragrances nowadays, they're not in stores anymore pretty much, and they're getting forgotten about. Let's start. The first fragrance I want to talk to you about is one that this was heavily hyped in the fragrance community back in the day from a German fragrance and other reviewers as well. This is widely appreciated, and it was a really good one. I had this. This comes from the house of Carolina Herrera, and this is CH Men Prive. So, Carolina Herrera has obviously changed their course with their mainstream fragrances. Previously, they had CH Men Prive, right here as I'm showing you already, and the original CH Men, and they had other versions of the CH Men's as well. Nowadays, they focus on Bad Boy. This was so much better than that. CH Men Prive and CH Men were great fragrances. I don't know how long they were in department stores widely available to the masses, but I know that where I used to work at in the past, we did have these, and when I showed customers this and help educate them on when's the best time to kind of wear these, like CH Men Prive, what I'm talking about, is known to be more of like this seductive, sexy nighttime fragrance. When I educated customers, they understood that when they smelled it, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. This is not your typical fresh and clean fragrance, and people liked it. Unfortunately, when it comes to the retail department stores, a lot of your sales associates and vendors, oh gosh, that work for these brands, they're not educated. So how can they educate the customer? As time went away, this is now gone, and Bad Boy has taken over. The original Bad Boy Cobalt, the new one from this year, and Bad Boy Le Parfum. And the original Bad Boy is a bestseller for sure. Bad Boy Parfum, I've gotten really mixed reviews from showing it to customers over time. And that new Bad Boy Cobalt from this year, that blue one, people like that. But the general public, they don't know about CH Men Prive anymore. It's one of those nowadays, if you know, you know. Something to let you guys know, if you haven't seen my other video about a week ago, I did launch my own fragrance brand where I'm from, here in Louisville, Kentucky. I am Louisville's first ever local fragrance brand, indie brand. These are my first 2 fragrances. I'll leave a link in the description and the comments where you can check out the website. These are my first 2. I've got a special sale on these bottles right now. They're on sale, and I got travel sprays as well. Check it out below. The next fragrance I want to talk to you about, and this brand, this house, is a very interesting one because they recently got bought out by a bigger company, and you know how that stuff works when they get bought out, right? It comes to the house of Prada, and this is Prada L'Homme Intense, this one right here. So, Prada, when it comes to their mainstream fragrances, they have had 3 different collections. The Prada Luna Rossa line, which is right here, which is widely known even from the general public, because nowadays in department stores, this is what's widely available. Lunarosa line. The Prada L'Homme line, which is right here, as well as the Prada Amber line, which is right here. Sadly, because L'Oreal bought out Prada, L'Oreal do what they do best, ruin fragrance brands for their creativity, right? They're cleaning house. So these two collections, they're pretty much getting discontinued from what I believe. And Prada L'Homme Intense, man, amazing fragrance. The Prada L'Homme line was great. The Prada Amber line, great. Where I'm from in Louisville, the Prada L'Homme, the original that's right here that I'm showing you guys, that was the only one that's available where I'm located. But when I went to Cincinnati, to the Nordstroms, this L'Homme Intense, what I'm talking about, was available. This is a really great powdery iris amber leather fragrance, great for the cooler weather, amazing fragrance. And I mean, L'Oreal had Prada scrap it, and I had a good success selling the original Prada L'Homme back in the day. I was telling people, hey, Prada L'Homme is a great, fresh, clean, soapy, everyday fragrance. I helped them understand what the fragrance was trying to be. And I had great success selling this. But with the general public, I mean, you know, when it comes to like your sales associates that don't know about fragrances like we do, I was showing sales associates this in the past, Prada L'Homme. It was like, man, I never knew about this one. Because they only knew the best sellers, your Bleu de Chanel, your Sauvage. And as times went on, the Prada L'Homme line's gone, and guess what? It's forgotten about. Very unfortunate. The next thing I want to talk to you about, oh gosh. This fragrance did not do well, but I give credit to Gucci, who we're talking about, for trying something different. This is Gucci Guilty Absolute, this right here. Okay, so I do have some beef with this fragrance, actually. I love this fragrance. This is an amazing animalic woody leather fragrance that just smells niche. It smells different. It smells creative. It's not trying to be your generic mass appealing fragrance, but that's where the problem lies. Gucci Guilty, this collection right here, the original Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum, the new Parfum, Gucci Guilty Eau. They're mass appealing, kind of, you know, generic mass market fragrances. So when this came out back in the day, this smells nothing like Gucci Guilty, which is why I have beef with this fragrance. They should have called it something different. Call it something different. I don't get why you made it a Gucci Guilty when it smells nothing like Gucci Guilty. Yeah, this did not do good in department stores. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Back in the day, I helped people understand what this fragrance was trying to be, what I was just telling you guys. And I did have customers that said, oh, well, when you put it like that, Justin, you know, I can respect it, but that's just not for me, man. Or they said, oh, I do like it, because I had them sample it. I didn't have them just blind buy it or just try it one time. But that's another issue when it comes to your average sales associate that doesn't know about fragrance, and these vendors that don't know about anything. They didn't like it, so they told customers, oh nah, you don't want this. You want this. You want the original Gucci Guilty, or whatever else I'm trying to push on you. You don't know that though, but I have my own hidden agenda. You don't want this. And they smell it, and it's super different and polarizing. Oh man, you're right, I don't want this. This is not good at all. It was doomed on arrival. It should have been in maybe Gucci's higher end collection, I don't know. On the mainstream market, doomed to fail. Gucci Gets the Absolute, it's gonna be forgotten about for sure. It's already been forgotten about, but time keeps going. The next thing I want to talk to you about is one of the fragrances that helped me get into fragrances back in the day. It comes from the house of Armani, and this is Armani Code Profumo right here. Still really like this fragrance. Okay, so the Armani Code line is a big time moneymaker for, the Code line is a big moneymaker for Armani, and as a result, L'Oreal. And we know L'Oreal cares about their money. So over time, over the years, there's been, since 2004, since the original Armani Code, there's been over 20 flankers of Armani Code. And Armani Code Profumo, I tell you what, back in the day, I sold the heck out of this. This is an amazing fragrance. But unfortunately, the way the mainstream market works now, after however so many years, they love to have a new flanker replace a previous flanker. So now, if this has not been discontinued yet, I promise you, this will get discontinued at some point. I promise you that. Because Armani and L'Oreal are trying to keep the Code line fresh. That's why they came out with the new Armani Code Parfum this year. That came out this year. If you go into your department stores nowadays, at least where I'm from, in all of my stores, the only ones you see is the original Armani Code, the Armani Code Eau de Parfum from last year, and the Parfum from this year. Armani Code Profumo has not been in my stores here in Louisville in over a year. It's been a while. I had customers come in asking for that, which shows as time goes on, the way these brands work nowadays, this will unfortunately be forgotten about. And the last one, I'm gonna copy and paste what I just said with Armani Code Profumo for this fragrance. It comes from the house of Paco Rabanne, and this is 1 million Prive. This one right here. Copy and paste what I just said. Back in the day, I sold this very well to customers and clients. I helped them understand that this fragrance was marketed and intended to be kind of more of a grown, mature take on the original Paco Rabanne 1 million DNA. When I educated customers on that, they're like, oh wow, I can see what you're talking about. It's more complex, it's more richer. And because of that education, they really enjoyed it. But as time goes on, these brands want to come out with new flankers to replace their previous flankers. So this has been out of department stores over what, a few years? Like it's been gone for a while because more 1 million flankers come out, like 1 million Elixir that came out this year. Last year was what, the Parfum? I mean, the list goes on and on. So same thing here. 1 million Prive has become forgotten about with the general public because, you know, these brands they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That's the last one. That's all I got for you guys today, man. These are 5 great cold weather fragrances that have become forgotten about with the general public. These fragrances, as far as I know that I've told you in this video, in your widely available department stores, your Macy's, Sephora, Ulta, Dillard's, I'm willing to bet money you will not see any of these in the stores anymore. I know you won't because these brands keep moving on. But you can still find these fragrances on discounter sites here and there. You know, you still can, but they're getting harder to find for sure. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of these fragrances? And what other fragrances do you want to add to this list? What other fragrances do you remember in the past that was easily available that nowadays, as times went on, they're gone out of department stores and it's just become an afterthought with the general public? That's all I got for you guys today, man. Let me know what you think. Have a nice day, nice evening. Till next time.